Hello, today I will be teaching you how to measure the perimeter of a polygon. You will be using this video tutorial and virtual manipulatives to support your understanding about the perimeter of a polygon so that you can have a visual at the same time that you are listening to my instruction. You might be wondering what a polygon is. There are three things that I would like for you to remember about polygons. The first thing is that polygons are two-dimensional shapes. And I'm going to give you some examples. A square will be a polygon. A triangle will also be a polygon. A rectangle will be a polygon. But there are some non-examples. A cube would not be an example of a polygon. A cylinder will not be an example of a polygon. A cone would not be an example of a polygon. So these are examples because they are two-dimensional, and these are not examples because they are three-dimensional. The second thing is that they are made of straight lines. So if you see a shape that has curved lines, that shape will not be a polygon. For example, straight line, straight line, a straight line, straight line, straight line, and a straight line. That will be considered a polygon. It has all straight lines. But if I have a shape like this, this would not be a polygon. It has a straight line right here, a straight line right here, but it has a curved line on this side. So that would not be a polygon. And the last thing I want you to remember is that the shape is closed. That means that all the lines connect up. Let me show you some examples. In this shape, all the lines connect up, so nothing can get out and nothing can get in either. And it also has all straight lines. So this will be a polygon. A non-example will be something like this. Okay? Although this shape has straight lines, it's open, it's not closed. Something can get in or get out. It's not closed. So this will not be an example of a polygon. Now that you have a better idea about polygons, let's measure their perimeter. The perimeter of a polygon is the distance around the shape. Let me use some tiles to show you what I mean about the distance around the shape. But first, let's take a look at one of these tiles. Each side measures 1 inch. So this side of the tile measures exactly 1 inch. Today I'm going to represent the word inch with the letters IN. So when you see IN, that means inch. So this side measures 1 inch, this side measures another inch, and this side measures another inch, and this side measures 1 inch. Okay, so each side of this tile measures 1 inch. So the units that I'm going to be using when I'm using the tiles are inches. So we're going to measure the perimeter of our first polygon. And for that, I'm going to be using tiles of different colors. The reason why I'm using tiles of different colors is so that when we're measuring the distance between each tile, for each tile, we can identify where one ends and the other one begins. Okay? So let's see. Let's start building or creating our first polygon. What the perimeter of this shape is. So I'm going to start counting the distance for each side. So from here to the end of the red tile, the distance is one unit, and just like we talked about before, that would make 1 inch. That is 2 inches, 3, 4, 5. And just a reminder, I'm only measuring the distance around the shape. And these parts are very tricky, so we need to be careful when we are counting the distance around these corners. Many people make the mistake of skipping one of the sides, so let's be very careful with these corners. So that will be 12 for this side, and that will make 13. You see, so there is one side right here, another side right here. Same here. This side I have to count it, 14, and then this side will make 15. And I have one more side to count, and that is 16. So my perimeter for this polygon will be 16 inches. But using tiles is not the only way to practice measuring the perimeter of a polygon. There are many other tools that you can find in your classroom. For example, I'm going to use some base 10 blocks, just like this one right here. And the reason why these are called also centimeter cubes is because each side of these cubes measures 1 centimeter. And if you notice, I'm only writing cm, because just like we did with the inches, representing the word inches with in, centimeters, we're going to represent it with cm. So if you see 1 cm, that means 1 centimeter. So the measure for each side is 1 centimeter. So I am tracing the around the cube, the centimeter cube. Okay, and if each side measures 1 centimeter, the perimeter for this, for one unit, for one cube, one of these cubes will be 1, 2, 3, and 4 centimeters. So let me give you another example of using the base 10 blocks or the centimeter cubes to measure the perimeter of a polygon. So I'm gonna build another polygon, and I'm building a simple polygon. So I'm gonna trace it, and as I'm tracing it, as I'm tracing my shape, my polygon, I'm gonna be counting the distance around the shape. So from here to here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. That this polygon has a perimeter of 10 centimeters. But there is another tool that can be used to create polygons and to measure their perimeter. I'm going to use a geoboard, just like the ones that you have in your classroom. I'm going to create another polygon, one more, using my geoboard. This time I'm going to try to make it a little bit more interesting. There's my polygon. Now I'm gonna count the distance. I'm gonna measure the distance around the shape, around my polygon. This time I'm gonna be using 2 different colors for each section that I'm counting, so that will help me to stay on track. So that's 1, 2, 3. And remember, we talk about these kind of corners right here that can be tricky when counting the distance, measuring the distance. So be careful with those corners. So that's 1, 2, 3. And you still need to count this section right here, and that will make 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. The distance around, or the perimeter, is 10 units. I hope you have learned that the perimeter of a polygon is its distance around, and thank you for watching this video. However, we are not finished yet. Next, I want you to watch the next video for instructions on how you can practice measuring the perimeter of polygons but using virtual manipulatives. So far, we've used physical manipulatives. We use the geoboard, we use the tiles, and we use the centimeter cubes. Now you're going to be using virtual manipulatives on the computer. So please pay attention to the next video, and thank you for watching.